and Sean is one of the sharpest minds that I know on e-commerce. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say,
hey, Sean.
there he is, Mr. Ridge himself, Mr. Wallet.
You guys are in person. I was expecting you guys to be doing Zoom yourselves, but damn, IRL, love to see it.
IRL.
Always. Unless you're dealing with this traffic in LA these days, Sean. If you want to leave your house now in LA, it's about an hour to go anywhere. Are you still going into the office in Santa Monica every day?
No, I went yesterday, and yeah, it's like an hour and a half, bro. PCH is still closed, so yeah, LA traffic, bud. Can't beat it.
Well, tell us about AppLovin.
Yeah, so AppLovin, for some backstory for the audience, founded in 2012, really started to, it wasn't even necessarily a company I feel like that was on the map for a lot of people until last year. I think last year was the first time you guys started spending money on the platform. Is that correct? Or had you tested it at earlier points in Ridge's history?
Yeah, so I think AppLovin has 3 discussion points. We'll go from what I'm least qualified to speak on to what I'm most qualified to speak on. So
Perfect.
Least qualified, short reports are coming out that they are violating, App Store terms of service, their ads target children, all this type of stuff. What AppLovin is there's 2 sides to the business. They run a bunch of mobile ad space, so games, mostly games, but whatever old people are playing on their phones, they have that sort of ad space, and they have an ad engine, right? So like they're the ad exchange. Think of like a Trade Desk or Google Display Network. So they run both sides of those. They've never done e-commerce. Their e-commerce push was like August or September 2024. So we're like 6 months ago.
Just question. So the majority of their customers, until they push into e-commerce, were other mobile games, I'm going to guess, and other sort of digital apps, services that they were pushing people to. Do you have any idea of what their customer base looked like until last year?
Yeah, I think it was all mobile games. So, they've been called like a pyramid scheme, all these type of things. So you're a mobile ad engine where other mobile games can run on top of, right? I think they also do like display branding, like trying to get you to go to the movies or just like real top of funnel campaigns, nothing conversion optimized, right? Now, a lot of people spend a lot of time on mobile games, so there are a lot of ad units available, but it's something Ridge has never touched at all, right? Like we're mostly a Facebook advertiser. They get some years 75% of my budget. We do influencer, that type of stuff. We've never really done that much in the world to display, and especially nothing in mobile display, right? The industry does have a bad reputation. Mobile display ads are just like, that's where click fraud exists.
Yep. Well, and from my understanding with Ridge, having worked out of your guys' office and worked on the Ridge business myself back in the day, you guys had a policy where you'll test any channel once, but you're very, very ruthless with pulling back that spend if it's not working. So I remember Connor being who's the CMO of Ridge, being willing to test some obscure ad network and being like, yep, doesn't work, almost like the same day oftentimes. So when you guys decided to test AppLovin and then actually start to really spend on the platform, I think that sent a real signal.
Right. Well, I'll say that we're a very sophisticated advertiser, right? For people unfamiliar with Ridge Wallet as a business, I mean, we'll spend over $100 million this year on digital advertising, right? So that's everything from LinkedIn ads to TV ads to influencer to Reddit to Snapchat. Like Meta is the biggest, best game in town. They might get 70% of my budget some year. Sometimes they get 30% of my budget. But like outside of them, we're spending money on every single possible channel we can. So what are the accusations against AppLovin? I'm going to put the unverifiable claims that I cannot speak to in one box. And that is there's short reports saying that they're doing one-click force downloads, they're tracking users, whatever. Cannot speak to that at all. Like if that's true, let's hope there's an investigation that we don't want them targeting children with inappropriate content. So I don't know anything about that. The second thing is the stock price has gone parabolic in the past like 2 years or whatever. I think they IPO'd maybe in 2021. I think it's up 4x in the past year. At one point, it was worth more than Uber. So as soon as a company is trading at 100x revenue and is worth more than Uber and no one's ever heard about them, people just get immediately freaked out, right? It's like, they had the same, revenue multiple as Palantir, right? Palantir's been around a lot longer. People know about Palantir. So
Yeah, just
shorts,
for some extra context, so they were worth 3.8 billion at the end of 2022. At their peak, just a little bit ago, they were worth 160 billion. So
Okay, yeah, it's
generational run.
yeah. And anytime that happens, I mean, a lot of people start speculating, right?
Yep.
Revenue is growing really, really fast. I'm not a stock trader. I fucking buy ads. So is the company overvalued? It's about as overvalued as Palantir is. So depending on where you land on that side of the conversation, that's why there's so much interest right now, right? The thing that I'm qualified to speak to is as an advertiser, they shoot us an email in August and they're like, hey, we're rolling out e-commerce. We'll give you a lot of ad credit to test it, right? And we get ad credit from Snapchat to test stuff, from Reddit to test stuff, from Meta to test stuff, and free ad credit, even if it's the shittiest ad space on earth. I mean, okay, yeah, I'll get some bunk ass impressions, whatever, right? They end up, it ends up working really well. I probably spent $4 million of my own money on AppLovin ads in Q4, and I was spending 250 grand a day. It was matching Facebook ad spend, right? So one of the short reports is saying that like, oh, they're stealing Facebook's data to be able to target these people so good. Once again, I don't know how the fuck that would work, but what I will tell you is that as a sophisticated advertiser who tracks everything via Northbeam, via incrementality holdouts, via post-purchase surveys, coupon codes, people were playing AppLovin games, seeing Ridge Wallet ads, buying those products, and then telling us they saw it on the ads. So it's a real ad channel. It really worked in Q4. I have an invoice right now. I owe them $1.5 million that I have to pay by the end of the month. So like, it's a business. I don't know what to tell everybody about the shorts. Now, do I think the company's overvalued? Yeah, I don't own any of the stock. That's fucking insane. It's like it's a company, it's a mobile app platform. What do you mean they're worth more than Uber? Like I fucking call an Uber every day, right? I don't play any mobile games. So that's like the stock price question. Then it's like, oh, all of this nefarious, whatever, inside dealing, subsidiaries. I don't know anything about fucking that. What I'll tell everybody listening, and what's so weird is I'm public. I'm on Twitter. Like I post my ad spend on these channels. No one's reached out to me. Like none of the shorts. I'm like, guys, I'm around. Like I'll show you the fucking AppLovin platform.
Get on, make them pay for it. Don't give up the sauce for free.
Yeah, you got to go on Tegas, become an expert consultant. You can make $1,000 an hour.
Yeah, dude, like I have no dog in this race. I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever. It was an ad channel. If they went away tomorrow, I would spend money on Snapchat or TikTok or anywhere else, right? But like the verifiable proof is that I gave them real money. It was a good ad channel. And I think the reason why people like their revenue is growing super fucking fast, right? The revenue's up 80% year over year. And they're like, yeah, we have $1 billion run rate for e-commerce advertisers in December. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. I spent fucking $1 million. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I spent a ton of money with you guys. Like it doesn't take too many people like me spending that to get really, really high revenue. Dude, ads are the best business on earth. I don't know why this is so surprising for people. Now, are they compliant? Do they owe Apple money? Are they stealing data from Facebook? I don't fucking know, but pretty good ads. You got any questions about that?
Pretty good ads.
Pretty good ads. Can you talk about the relationship between AppLovin and Flip? Has Ridge had any success on Flip? I remember Flip blowing up out of nowhere. They were giving a bunch of credits to basically give away products for retailers. I know they have an ad partnership. Have you found any success on the Flip platform?
Yeah, so I've never used Flip. As far as I know, Ridge has never worked with or advertised on Flip. It would be a surprise to me to hear that my ads were on Flip via AppLovin. I've had friends who've had very bad relationships with Flip, so I've always avoided it. And our products don't work for live shopping anyway. Like TikTok Shops, it doesn't really work for us either. And it's because of like with a very male focused demo. We're more of a premium product. Those typically live shopping works for like, leggings that make your butt bigger and that type of shit, right? Like it's not our core product that's crushing it on there. That whole affiliate GMV world is very, very dark and shady. I know a lot of people who are doing weird stuff there. You can check out the affiliate top charts, like what Goalie's doing. They're giving people fucking mansions if they, hit GMV targets of $1 million. So yeah, I don't know anything about Flip. I've never used Flip. They email me all the time. Yeah, I mean, even an idiot like myself, I'm like, that looks like a pyramid scheme. I'm not, I'm not gonna hang out there. But dude, I have the data on AppLovin, right? Like 85% of our traffic from AppLovin came from iOS devices, right? Like one of the concerns is that like, oh, this is just bot traffic on Android devices, like click farms in Bangladesh or whatever, right? It doesn't look like it's that. So I don't know how they have good quality iOS traffic coming through. It all seems to be games called like Toon Blast or some shit. But like, anyway, old people bought rich wallets. It was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, the reason I wanted to have you on is there are major brands out there that will run on an ad platform that's just sending them bot traffic, and they won't even necessarily turn it off because to them they're just optimizing for impressions and clicks. And Ridge has always been a company focused on, the end actually, conversion, right? And sort of building your guys' engine around that. What happens, shifting the conversation a little bit, what's your outlook on e-commerce in our year 2025? We covered maybe a couple weeks ago, we talked about how the whole Amazon, it's a terrible time to be an Amazon seller. It's been a tough time to be a Shopify brand as well, with all this sort of tariff action and things like that. Historically, Ridge has made a bunch of products in China. It's shaping up to be a rocky year for e-commerce broadly. It helps to have a fantastic brand like Ridge, but what's your outlook going into the rest of the year?
Oh, dude, just take it day by day. I mean, there's more tariffs announced today. There's more supply chain disruption. And it's not just the US government. Like every government on earth is becoming more protectionary. Like Section 321.
Sorry to interrupt, but we had Ryan Peterson from Flexport on yesterday that said that was talking about the actions that Mexico had taken around what's not the same as the de minimis loophole, but I'm forgetting the right name for it, but to sort of protect Mexican textile workers. So yeah, a lot of action.
Yeah, and like we like to think about this like very one-dimensional. Like Americans importing things from China cheaply, but like that fucks over other manufacturing economies, like in Mexico. They don't want fucking cheap auto parts or cheap apparel coming from China, sitting in their warehouses, going to America duty free. Like everybody gets pissed off in that. So yeah, that happened yesterday. The quick summary is just take it day by day and try to survive. Don't have any debt if you can afford it. Keep a lean team. I think D2C 3.0 is like incredibly lean teams. Like Ridge is down to 60 US full-time employees. We're doing more revenue than ever with less people than ever. And I think that's going to be more of the trend. And yeah, I mean, if you can bring stuff to America, you should. I mean, we're probably 8 months away from 60% of the wallets being made here. So I'll keep you guys updated when they start getting made here.
Where's your new factory going to be? Or where you onshored some manufacturing? That's been a long-term process, but what does that look like?
I mean, yeah, it's all component part manufacturing. So like we have inner plates that are going to be made in Missouri, and then they get shipped up to Philadelphia to be finished, and they get shipped to Arizona to be assembled, and then they go to fucking Kentucky to sit in the warehouse. So this is one of the challenges. China very strategically has everything within like a 1 hour radius when they do like these industries. But with tariffs today, I mean, it's 85% on aluminum goods coming out of China. So it gets very close to the same price now. So I think that's why he's doing it.
Wow.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the update.
Love the take, Sean. You will be
a regular.
A regular. Welcome to the show. And thank you for posting your heart out every single day.
Yeah, dude, I'm the number 3, the best guess you guys had so far.
Yeah, we'll give you
I'll
an
leave it
we'll
there.
get you an NFT just for
There
you.
you go. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Sean.